Hi everyone, so I'm going to take you through how to unlock the Judge here in Far Cry New Dawn. However, the Hunter is not so easy to unlock. There's a few missions to make it through, so I'm going to talk you through all of those missions now, where to find them, and what you need to do to be able to get the Judge. Hopefully that's going to help you out, and if it does, drop us a like below. As ever, it is massively, massively appreciated. So the first thing you've got to do is get to this location. It's New Eden's Secret. It's a story mission. You can just walk on up to it and it'll trigger it, or you can find people close by who will tell you about the mission. But when you get here, you smash on the door and they won't let you in. So it's kind of like it's the far north of the map. You come to the location and there's the Judge. It's not so interested. So then you're like, what do I do now? You kind of think this is just going to trigger a simple process of picking up the Judge, but as it turns out it's not, and it's this huge Joseph Seed trek of discovery to figure out what has happened to Joseph Seed in the intervening years, and yeah, you've got to start this next mission, which is the Prophecy, and this takes you all the way back to Joseph Seed's island, and so you swim on in. It all gets a little bit blissy. As you can see, it's going crazy and you're like, oh man, this is back to the bliss again. But it's a very different world in New Dawn, and Joseph Seed is slightly different. But when you get here, you've got these challenges. You pick up this little seal and you've got to match it up with the marks in the sky. So you kind of do that from inside the house, and you've got to turn the little wheel there to match it up. And then when you go inside the house, you'll be able to hold up the little insignia, match it up with the space once you get around here, and there you go. You can see this is a process of just getting yourself in the right kind of position, and then you've just got to hold up the insignia, and if it's all gone right, then you'll trigger the next section. Now there's 3 of these to do. That was just the first one. The second one is just matching up rocks, and you've got to stand on a set of rocks a little bit further away. So again, relatively easy to do. This one was. You just kind of follow the prompts and get the match up. Just waiting for it to trigger. Move left or right to be able to get it. In this case, it took a little bit of jiggling. So that's the second one done. And the third one requires a bit more work. So it kind of like points you in the right direction. You've got to head back on over here. And then it's a case of just burning the plants that are on the sign, and then you've got to jump on a little platform behind you for this third one out on the water, this little platform here, and then you can turn around, get yourself in position, and again just sort of take out the sign, and there you go. That's the third one done. And once you've got the third one done, Joseph Seed will give you this little path to follow down towards his bunker, and it's this that you're looking for. And in the bunker is all sorts of crazy, including some really really odd things written on the wall, which I'll show you in a second. Yeah, don't drop the soap, guys. So who knows what was going on in this bunker with Joseph Seed. Anyway, so once you get in here, you'll get his Book of Wisdom, and it's this Book of Wisdom that will allow you to get into New Eden, so then you can head on back to that location. And because you've got there before, you should be able to fast travel, which will take you outside the door. And this time, the Judge will let you in. However, that's not the end of it. He is not suddenly one of your guns for hire. There is a hell of a lot more to do. He just lets you in, and he introduces you to Ethan, who is Joseph Seed's son. So you kind of head on in, and you've got to start Eden's Fire mission. And you follow the Judge in, and like I said, Ethan, Joseph's son, will talk you through what to do. He sends you back out to the statue in the middle of the map, and you've got to creep on up as you go and secure each location as stealthily as possible. Now you've got a bow to be able to do this, but I've chosen to use my own bow that I bought, which does a fair bit of damage. So you just kind of clear all the little areas as you're heading upwards. And once you've cleared the area around the statue, which is a bit more difficult because there's a lot more people, but it's just a case of just running on around and killing them. standard Far Cry stuff. You've got to head down here and you've got to drain the water. And to do that, you've just got to head on in, follow the prompts, and you're looking for a little valve here which you will turn, and that will start to drain the water. Now once you've drained that, obviously you need to get out, and the next job is to destroy the bliss pipes. Now these can be found in little tunnels kind of leading off from that main central area, so you just kind of follow them through, and then you'll get to one of these valves. You just shoot it and you keep repeating that for the other two. So there's another two more, but obviously releasing the bliss means that you've got to move a little bit quickly. But honestly, I didn't find any problems whatsoever with this section. It was pretty easy, just smashing those up, following the prompts, and then getting out. So once you've got all of them done, it's obviously a case of running out of the cave, getting out before the bliss takes over you, and that will see you back out on the surface, and then you've got to ignite the flame. So obviously a Molotov will do the job pretty nicely, and the flames start to kick up. Now it takes a little bit of time before they get all the way up to the top, but that is the process to finish off that mission.
All of New Eden will rejoice.
Apparently all of New Eden will rejoice, so then you can head on back to New Eden to trigger the next section. So that's Eden's Fire completed, and then it is back to New Eden, where Ethan tells you, I'll tell you something later, see me later. So you're like, at this stage you're like, what am I supposed to do? I thought I'd done everything, and you can't get back into New Eden after this stage unless you've completed another mission back at Prosperity, and it's this mission here, and essentially it's with Thomas Rush, and you've got to defend Prosperity against the attacking Highwaymen. So you just kind of run around the entire place and take them out. And then obviously if there's any bombs that are set, you need to head on up to the bombs. They're always on the doors, they should be prompted, so you can just head up to them and disarm them, and that should see you completing that mission. And then that will trigger what will be the final run-up to unlocking the Judge, which is back on over at New Eden. So once you complete that one, you can head back on up to here for Into the Bliss. It's the next story mission, and this will see you heading north in search of Joseph Seed. So you'll take out on a boat, and you'll be given a bow, and you'll get fire arrows, which you can get in quivers by the side of the boat. And then if you see any of these beacons, you need to light them with the fire arrows. You can use Molotovs if you wanted to, but the fire arrows are here on the boat and they're relatively easy to pick up. So you should be able to use them to take out all of the beacons, and once you fire the last one to take out the last beacon, you will complete the Into the Bliss mission, and you'll meet Joseph Seed, who seems to be just sat on his own on top of a barrel for some reason. And he will then trigger, there's the final little section, which is to go and eat one of the apples from his special tree. Who knows what that means? He's essentially blissed up a tree, and the apples are bliss infused, and when you eat them, it all goes pretty dark, and it doesn't take long for Joseph Seed to say, go and kill the beast. Now it's meant to be a metaphor for the beast inside a little bit, but in this particular case there is an actual beast to face, and it's this big monstrous bear, and what you're looking to do is shoot it in the stomach. If you get it in the stomach when it raises up there perfectly, you do way more damage. And there you can see I got 2 hits in really nicely, and if you can repeat that process, you should be in with a better chance. Now you get these kind of like little bits in between you where you've got to find the beast. But to do that, you need to ignite more beacons, and these are dotted around the outside of the map. So it's just a case of running around in the circle and igniting these as you go, trying to stay away from the beast as much as possible. Now this is actually a good prompt for how you keep your health against the beast. Essentially you do it by just running away from it and using the loop to light the beacons as an opportunity for your health bar to go back up. Obviously setting yourself on fire isn't going to help, but once you've got all of the beacons back in place, you'll be able to find the beast and go back to the process of avoiding its attacks and getting in your hits. The final phase sees you just going up against it with Fists of Fury. Now you can use the zip wires on the outside to help you with the run around to avoid the beast. And once you find it again, yeah, you guessed it, you've got to punch it in the guts. So it's going to attack, and you're kind of just going to have to take that on the chin a little bit, but you do get some damage on it every now and again. So you can see when it raises up, punch it in the guts, and it goes. Keep following that process around and using the zip wires as you go to avoid it as much as possible, and you should theoretically be able to finish it off relatively easy. You can see my health bars tracking back up again, so it's just a case of circling on around, waiting for it to go back up, circling around for the beast, waiting for it to come to get you. It's here, and then you can get in another sucker punch to the stomach. So here he goes, boom, job done, and that is the end of the beast. And that is the very last thing that you need to do to unlock the judge, because when you get back to New Eden, you will get Joseph's secret completed, and the judge will be one of your new guns for hire, so you can open up the roster and assign it whenever you wanted to. So that's pretty much everything that you need to know about how to unlock the judge. Hopefully that helps you out, and if it does, drop us a like below. It's massively appreciated. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with the links on the left hand side, and hit that bell button if you want to get notifications for all of our videos as they come out. You can check out our merch in our shop with the links under that, and the rest of our videos for Far Cry New Dawn with the links on the right hand side. Drop us any comments below, and I will catch you next time.